Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do a haul and first impression of e.l.f. makeup. I have used some e.l.f. products before in the past, but I decided to do a big order. When I say big, I mean big. I've got almost a whole entire full face. I have used e.l.f. makeup products in the past. The first time I've ever used e.l.f. was I went to New York City when I was in grade 11 and we went to like a flagship e.l.f. store and I bought a couple of products there. Since then, they've now come into Canadian drugstores. I do find though that they're a little slow to get new releases. That's why I placed an online order. So I'm very excited because there's so many like good stuff in here that I'm excited to try. So let's get into it. Scooch forward. Clip back the hair. I don't know if you can notice, but it is quite gray and it is supposed to rain, so sorry about that, but I do have the ring light out, so at least my face will be well lit, but my background behind me, it is so dark. I need to quickly go through what I got. I don't even remember. Okay, let's quickly go through what I got. So we've got 3-piece eye brush, sorry, not eye brush, oh my god, 3-piece, I can't speak, 3-piece eye brush set. Yeah, you know what I mean. Then I got another brush. This is their putty brush. You'll see soon why I got that one. We've got one of their bite-size eyeshadow palettes. Yes, we have this liquid glitter eyeshadow, so we got 2 eye products to play around with. For the base, we have some of their things are like double boxed. Also, I've mentioned this before, but if you ever hear like snoring in the back of my videos, my cat is sleeping on my bed. So we've got the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, and we also have their Camo Concealer Sealer. I decided to get the hydrating. Let's hope it's the right shade for me. Oh, this was my free product. When you order online, you get 1 free product. So this is the In the T-Zone bubble mask. I don't think we're gonna try this on camera today. We've got the putty primer, poreless putty primer. I know this one has been all over the internet, as well with their putty bronzer and putty blush. Oh, this is like really dark. Lots of cream products today. And the final thing is a lip product. Okay, yeah, sheer slick lipstick. Yes, unfortunately I just realized that these shades might not necessarily go together along with what I have on the eyes, but anyways, we're just gonna try it all on today. Okay, so there we go. I just refreshed my memory on what I have. So we're gonna start off with the eye. Whenever I'm using eyeshadow products that I've never used before, it's always good to start with them just in case I fall out or something like that. That way I can wipe it out and not get it on my base. So that's why we're gonna start with the eyes. I'm just putting on some eyeshadow primer. Put a little iced chai tea latte with pumpkin spice syrup. Are you guys still drinking iced, or have you made the switch to hot yet? I've had my first hot drink actually on Friday. It was like a pretty chilly day, but I'm still been drinking ice for the most part. Let's break into these eyeshadow brushes. I wanted to get a couple of e.l.f. brushes. I've heard good things about e.l.f. Eyeshadow brushes because it can be really hard to find good quality but not expensive eyeshadow brushes, or sorry, brushes in general. And I've heard good things about the e.l.f. ones, so I wanted to try some out. So we've got 3 here. As you can see, this one is kind of a blending brush, but it is on the flatter side in comparison. Sorry, all my brushes are dirty, but you can see the difference that this one's flatter versus this one's fluffier. This is more of like a bullet and this one is more of like a flat shader smudger type of thing. Okay, cool. I'm gonna quickly spot clean those new eyeshadow, sorry, any brushes, not just eyeshadow, new brushes to quickly spot clean them. Or I mean, deep clean would be ideal, but I'm too lazy to do that, so we're just spot cleaning them just because you don't know what's on from the factory still. So the mini eyeshadow, it is the Mint Melt eyeshadow brush set, and it retails for $4.40 Canadian. Up next, we have this little bite-size eyeshadow palette, and I think this is the shade Cream and Sugar, and these retail for $4, so that's pretty good because you basically get eyeshadow per dollar. Like, it's such amazing price. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's a pretty basic neutral eyeshadow palette. Pretty great. And yeah, so okay, we're gonna go into this shade right here. I don't know if it's gonna do much for me in the crease. Yeah, it's not very deep. Matches more my skin tone more than anything. Oh, I could almost use this more to like set down my eyeshadow primer. Like, use a very light hand. Okay, so that's kind of like a base. Now what I want to do is I actually want to go in with the glitter because it's easier to go down with the glitter and then put the powders on top. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is the liquid glitter eyeshadow. What shade are you? In the shade Copper Pop. This is a shade. It's packaging, and this retails for $7 Canadian, which is pretty great. This is like, if this is good, this is really good dupe for like the Stila Magnificent Metals. Oh, it's so itty bitty. Much smaller than the Stila ones. Let me show you. See, look. It's like a mama and a baby. But honestly, I'm totally fine with the smaller size because like I never go through all of this anyways. So that way I don't waste any money. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's swatch it on the back of my hand. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited. This is like perfect for fall. We're gonna go straight onto the eye and then blend it out with a finger. This is what we're looking at right now. Not the best. It actually doesn't have a lot of pigmentation to it. Like, you see this and you think, oh, like it's gonna be coppery, but actually it's kind of just looking like glitters. Like, the actual pigment is not a lot there. It's more just like glitter. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this shade on the lid and then put that on top, because I thought it was gonna have like the Stila ones not only are glitter, but they have like a pigment to them. I'm gonna go in with this shade. Very nice, and it matches really well. So where you know this is good to practice layering things, see how they layer. So, you know, can I put a powder on top of this? Yes, I can. Oh, and that is such a nice shimmer shade. Wow, it's very nice. I like that shade. Other side. That's nice. Okay, now let's try these. I have this little makeup palette. We're gonna put a little bit on my makeup palette, and then I'm gonna go in from that palette to the eye. Okay, there we go. Now we're working. We're gonna go in with this lighter shade in the inner corner. That's what the eyes are looking like so far. So far, liking it, but you know, there was a couple of issues, but I think so far it's looking okay. Kind of wish I had a couple more shades to create more depth in the crease, but not bad. Okay, I'm going to add liner, mascara, and lashes, and then we'll be back to move on to the face. Okay, I'm back. We got on the lashes, eyebrows, even though I'll probably touch them up after I'm done the foundation and stuff. Oh, I just realized I got the brushes, but I didn't use them. Good job, Leah. Good job. Okay, I'll at least use one or two when I do the lower lash line. Now, moving on, we're going to primer. So this primer, I think it's been like all over the internet. I'm very excited to try it. This is the Poreless Putty Primer in Universal Sheer. This Perfecting Putty Primer smooths the skin and preps it with squalene to help moisturize and grip makeup for all day wear. The velvety texture glides over the skin, smoothing over imperfections for poreless effect. Apply a thin, even amount to moisturize skin prior to makeup application. Allow it to set for 30 seconds before applying foundation. Now, normally I wouldn't try like primer, foundation, and concealer all need at the same time, but it is what it is. I want to try it all today. I will obviously be testing everything more. I'll be posting an in-depth review on my blog in a couple of weeks once I've tested everything a little bit more. Got a little spatula. It came with my little palette. I'll link it down. Oh, did you just hear my elbows? I'll link it down below for you guys if you are curious. I just got it from Amazon. So this is what it looks like. Doesn't really smell like anything. We're just gonna take that much. I'd rather probably a little bit and go in with more. Blending it out on the fingers. And I'm gonna put this mainly in the T-zone. Probably should be using a mirror. Well, I'm putting it in the T-zone because that's usually where I get most of my texture. Good so far. It looks smooth. Okay, we'll wait 30 seconds. Oh, and I forgot to say this is $12 Canadian. Okay, while we wait for the primer to set in, we can start talking about foundation. So this is the e.l.f. wait, what are you called? This is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. This is an oil-free medium coverage satin finish. It says, and I got 210 natural, which has neutral undertones. The directions is apply a small amount starting at the center of the face, blending outwards using fingertip sponge or foundation brush. Layer for more coverage as needed. And this is $8. Can I open it? Apparently not. Oh, that's why I thought it was a twisty and it's just a cap. So it is a pump. I know a lot of people like pumps. Okay, we're gonna do 2 pumps onto my palette. 1, 2. This is what it looks like. Decent. It's not too runny. Pretty thick. Okay. I think it's been 30 seconds, so let's just put it right onto the face. I got this pimple here. What an awful spot. It kind of looks like a cold sore, but I swear it's not. It's a pimple. That's what we got so far. We're going to do one side with a brush and the other side with a sponge. We'll go with this side with the brush. Actually, I'd say that's a pretty good shade match. Oh, it's worried there. Did you hear that voice crack? Because I went on my Adam's apple. I was worried with this shade match just because it's always hard shopping online. I'm like pretty good. I know that I'm light medium like majority of the time. It's so dark. I think I'm even gonna turn on my lights. I had to turn on my lights. I was really trying to avoid it, but it's just, I can't even see what I'm doing. I'm a little tan, but not that tan this summer. So it might not match me in like the dead of winter. But yeah, for now, it looks like a really good shade match. Here's what it's looking like so far. I found on the side that I used with the brush that it looks a little bit more fuller coverage, but I do find that it's sitting a little bit more on my skin versus the side I use with the Beauty Blender. I find that it's like not as much coverage, but it's really like sunken into the skin more. We've got a little bit more left on my palette, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more to the face. See how it is with the layering, but not too bad coverage wise. I would say it is medium is pretty accurate because you can see like on my nose, you can see like my freckles peeking through, some of my acne scarring peeking through, but it's not like nothing, you know? Which I like a good medium coverage. Okay, there we go. I like the finish of it too. It's a satin finish, so it's not too matte and it's not too dewy. Wow, so far I'm really liking this foundation. But foundations, I find it's like all about the wear, you know? Like it could look really good now, but it isn't gonna look good all day. I will not know today because it is like 4:15 and I'm gonna be washing this off right after I'm done this video, but I will be doing a wear test and we'll let you know in my blog post. But so far I am liking the the look of this foundation. Okay, and did I say how much this was? $8. I can never remember saying all the prices. Okay, we're going in with concealer. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I know a lot of people online have been raving about this concealer. I'm pretty late to the game, but I'm very excited to try this. So I decided to get the hydrating version just because lately I've been preferring something a little bit more hydrating underneath the eyes. So they say camouflage those pesky spots and under eye circles with this high coverage, hydrating, and long wearing concealer. Directions: use a wand to apply the concealer on desired areas. Paddle gently with your finger or sponge for a smooth blend. And I have the shade Light Sand. Looks a little yellow toned. It's got a pretty big doe foot applicator. Okay, I'm just gonna use a sponge on both sides because that's what I like to use underneath the eyes. Okay, so concealer. Blend it out really easily. That's really nice. Only had to use a little bit goes a really long way. But I will say that it's a little hard because I'm not in natural light right now to really see if it's too yellow or not. But that might just be me picking the wrong shade. So yeah. I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more, but so far it doesn't look bad. Oh, and I think I forgot to say how much this is. This is $8. Same price as the foundation. Okay, up next we have a couple of cream products. We're gonna use the creams before we powder the face. So we're gonna go in with bronzer first. Now this I think is a pretty new launch in like the last month or something like that, but I've heard a lot of really good things, so let's get her out. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. So say hello to sun-kissed skin. This putty to powder bronzer blends seamlessly into the skin and leaves the complexion looking bronze and beautiful. Infused with argan oil and vitamin E, this non-greasy buildable former transforms from a cream to a semi-matte powder to give a natural bronze or soft contour for the perfect sun-kissed glow. And I got the shade Tan Line. This is what she looks like. I think this will be a good match for me. Use a brush or clean fingers, gently pat to cheeks, forehead, and anywhere else you want a kiss of bronze. Blend out using wide circular motions. Pro tip: for smooth, long-lasting bronzer glow, prep the skin with our putty primers and pair with our pretty blushes to create the perfect sun-kissed complexion. Guess what? I am doing that. We are also going to be using the putty brush, and this brush easily picks up creams and putty formulas to assist in easy application and blending for an airbrush effect. Duo fibers help apply products with a diffuse look. I decided to get this brush because I was getting putty products. Also just because I don't have a lot of like, oh interesting. Sorry, I got sidetracked. This is very flat brush, if you can tell. This is one of my favorite cream brushes. This is by Real Techniques. I don't think they still make this brush though anymore, which is sad. But it's the Duo Fiber. Duo Fibers are really good for blending out creams. And I like this because it's flat and round versus this is a very different shape. This is like tapered and flat, see? So curious as to how this will work. We're gonna go into it, swirl it around. Let's go for it. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna use this brush on one side and my other brush on the other, just in case I don't like the brush. Brush isn't too bad though. It's just small. But the nice thing is that because it is small and flat, if you really want to like carve out your cheekbone, it's a good size for that. So that's one side versus the other. This shade is like a really good shade for me. It's not too deep, blends it out really easily, and it does dry, matte, and powdery. Like it doesn't feel tacky or anything like that. So if you don't like the tacky feeling of cream products, you'll really like this. Also, this is $8, by the way. Putting in my brush. Oh, wow. You can really see a difference that this brush just picked up way more product. There we go, a little bit more even now. So yeah, the product definitely doesn't pick up as much, but it might be nice for blending, you know, because obviously since this is in a little pot, I have to go into the pot then to the thing, but with stick formulas I'll just like draw it right onto my face, so this might be nice for blending out those. So far I'm really liking this bronzer. It's a very nice shade. It's not too deep, it's not too orange, which is really nice. I think it's just making me look bronzed, which I really do enjoy. I'm very excited to keep on playing around with this. Next we're gonna go into the putty blush. So same thing as the bronzer, this is just, you know, blush. This is the shade Tahini. This is also $8, by the way. Here we go. This is a shade. Oh, actually it's not too deep. That's what it looks like. Doesn't necessarily match the like orange we got going on in the eyes, but anyways. Okay, I'm gonna use the same brush that I used for my bronzer, and actually this is a really good tip. When you're using cream products, I think using the same brush for blush and bronzer is nice because it helps create a seamless look. The only thing is I might dirty it up, but whatever. I'm the one using my products, so. This is definitely pigmented. So that's one side. Very nice, like natural flush, if you ask me. Okay, we're gonna go in with my normal brush, and I'm not gonna take too much because it was actually pretty pigmented. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be much more sunburnt, but actually I'm coming across way more like pink, like a poppy shade. I like the way that looks. Actually very nice. I think this would also be a really nice like shade for like everyday wear, because like I said, it's very natural looking flush. What we got left? Oh, gotta do the under eyes. Let's quickly use some of the brushes. I'm gonna go in with this little flat shade into this shade and smudge it along the lower lash line. We're gonna go into the deeper shade. Sorry guys, my phone had a little freak out there while I was finishing the lower lash line. So I did the lower lash line and I powdered my face, and the last thing we have is a lip. This is a sheer slick lipstick and it is $7. This silky whoa, tongue twister there. This silky slick lip formula was inspired by the summer days of biting into juicy, delicious fruit. Let this lipstick melt into your lips, leaving you with a sheer wash of color and smooth, hydrated feeling. Directions: apply directly to lips in a swiping motion, starting from the middle and moving outward. Yeah. And this is in the shade Golden Pear. I love these types of like sheer formulas. This is what it looks like. Oh yeah. Oh, I really like that. That's a really nice shade. And this is gonna be so nice going into fall. Ooh, I like it. Okay, let me put down my hair. Okay, there we go, guys. Here is a finished makeup look. There we go. So far, I'm liking the makeup. Let's go over the products. Okay, let's do a little review of the products. So we've got the brushes. Eyeshadow brushes I kind of forgot to use, but I am excited to use them. This putty brush, I think, does a really good job of blending. It just has a really small surface area, so it doesn't grab as much product, and it doesn't like takes longer to blend. So I think I'm gonna like this more for using more like stick creams than using these putty products, but I think it did a really good job of blending everything in. On the eyes, I like the actual like formula quality of the eyeshadows are really good. My only complaint is that this shade is really light, and I'm kind of missing a crease shade. So I wish either that the shade was darker or there was one less metallic shade. You know, like that way they could have done like this lighter shade, a crease, metallic, and then a dark. You know what I mean? But I think this is still a really good palette, and I could easily just use like a bronzer with this palette and create a really good makeup look. So that's really good, you know, if I was traveling or something like that, I could throw this, and then if I'm already packing a bronzer, then it's like nice and easy because it's so small. But the quality is really nice. Honestly, this glitter is probably the most disappointing product that I've tried so far. There's not a lot of actual pigmentation to this liquid. It's kind of just like glitter suspended in liquid, unlike the Stila where like you'll get the glitters but you'll also get a pigmentation to it. That was kind of a little disappointing for me. I think the actual glitters are really nice. It's just something that I need to keep in mind. I gotta put down a shadow underneath, and this is basically just gonna be glitter. Like I know this is just glitter. Like it is, what do you call it? Liquid glitter. So like, I don't know. I thought this would be a dupe for the Stilas. I still think the Stilas are better. But at the same time, if you're looking for glitter, this is only $7. And the shade of it's really nice. Next, moving on to the face primer. I think it made my base look really smooth. I definitely want to test this out more with other foundations. Mixing it with like other primers, because I like to usually do like this type of like a pore primer with like a hydrating primer as well. So I want to see if it mixes with other primers. And yeah, I just also need to see what the wear time of this is like. But I'm excited so far. The foundation, I'm actually really impressed. For some reason I thought I wouldn't like it, but I actually am really loving it right now. Like I think it just like created a really nice flawless base, but it's not like too full coverage. My face doesn't feel very like heavy or sticky. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. And yeah, so far I'm really loving the foundation. Probably one of the favorite things I've tried. The concealer, I need to test out more. It doesn't look too heavy underneath my eyes. I am starting to get to the age where I am getting fine lines underneath my eyes, and sometimes after a couple of hours they really become pronounced. So I need to test it out more, see long-term, see what the wear time of it is like. And yeah, I kind of wish I got slightly lighter shade, but that's my fault, not the concealer's fault. So yeah, I still need to test out the concealer more. The bronzer and the blush I really like on first application. They're pigmented but easy to blend, and they dry down to matte, which I personally really like because I like working with creams, but I find I hate the like sticky tacky feeling on my face. I just don't personally like that feeling, especially if I'm wearing a mask. Sometimes they just don't work with like creams, don't work with like masks and stuff. But so far these are looking really nice. I'm excited to see what the wear time of these are like, because I'm thinking that since they're drying matte that it would be longer, because a lot of times like powders last longer. So I'm really excited, and I like the shades of these two products. And finally, my lip product, I like it. I thought for some reason when they said it's sheer that like it would be even more sheer, but there's actually a decent like color pigmentation to it. It feels really nice on the lips. It's very like slick and hydrating. And yeah, I think it's just really nice. I think this, I love more like orangey peachy tones in the fall, because you know they match the leaves and stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. That is it, guys, for this fall first impression. Like I said, I will be doing an in-depth blog post review in a couple of weeks once I've tested out the products more, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about the products, please let me know in the comments. That way I can address them in my blog post. And let me know which of these products, you know, intrigues you the most. If you've tried any of these products, let me know what you thought about them in the comments. And if there's any e.l.f. products that I didn't get that are your like holy grails, let me know, and maybe I will place an order from them soon in the future. So that is it for this video. If you haven't already, please like this if you want to see more makeup related content from me, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. That is it, guys. I'll see you in another video super soon.